More than 50 years later, The Godfather still feels less like a gangster movie than a tragedy about family, loyalty, ambition, and the price of power. Francis Ford Coppola assembled a cast whose lives would become almost as dramatic as the Corleones themselves. Some were transformed into legends, some fought addiction or career setbacks, and others were taken far too young. Now, let's revisit 11 unforgettable performers and the events that shaped their lives after this American masterpiece. Marlon Brando turned Don Vito Corleone into a frighteningly quiet patriarch whose tenderness toward family made his brutality even more disturbing. The role rescued Brando from a career slump and won him another Oscar, but he refused the award, sending Sachin Littlefeather to protest Hollywood's treatment of Native Americans. His later career remained unpredictable, while painful family crises increasingly overshadowed his public life. Brando died in 2004 at age 80 after years of serious health problems. James Caan, Sonny Corleone, explosive, reckless, and fiercely protective, earning an Oscar nomination while also creating a tough guy image that sometimes limited the roles Hollywood offered him. His life later entered a difficult period marked by drug use, financial problems, and grief after his sister died of leukemia. Caan stepped away from movies for several years to raise and coach his son Scott, then rebuilt his career with Misery and Elf. He died in 2022 at age 82. Robert Duvall gave Tom Hagen remarkable restraint, making the adopted Corleone son and consigliere feel intelligent, loyal, and quietly dangerous without demanding attention. His first Oscar nomination followed, beginning one of cinema's most respected character acting careers. A salary dispute kept him from returning for The Godfather Part 3, but Tender Mercies, Apocalypse Now, and Lonesome Dove proved he never needed one franchise. Duvall continued acting into old age and died peacefully at his Virginia home in February 2026 at 95. Diane Keaton gave Kay Adams innocence, intelligence, and growing unease as she slowly realized how completely Michael had been consumed by the Corleone world. The film opened Hollywood's doors, but Keaton soon escaped being defined as a gangster's wife, winning an Oscar for Annie Hall and becoming a comedy, fashion, and romantic film icon. She never married and later adopted 2 children, embracing motherhood in midlife. Keaton's health declined unexpectedly in 2025, and she died from bacterial pneumonia that October at age 79. John Cazale made Fredo Corleone painfully human long before the character's greatest tragedy unfolded in the sequel, revealing insecurity beneath his desperate desire to be respected. His entire film career consisted of only 5 movies, and everyone was nominated for Best Picture. Just as his reputation was soaring, Cazale developed cancer while filming The Deer Hunter. He continued working despite his illness, supported by partner Meryl Streep. He died in 1978 at only 42 before the film was released. Talia Shire made Connie Corleone's wedding joyful on the surface, while quietly introducing the abuse and unhappiness that would fracture her life. Her character grew dramatically across the trilogy, eventually earning Shire an Oscar nomination for Part 2. Soon afterward, Rocky transformed her again through Adrian, bringing another Oscar nomination and a completely different screen identity. Personal loss came when her husband, producer Jack Schwartzman, died in 1994. Now 80, Shire remains active, recently appearing in Nonus and new television work. Al Pacino made Michael Corleone's transformation from reluctant outsider to cold family leader almost frighteningly gradual, turning a relatively unknown actor into a major star. Sudden fame, however, brought pressure he struggled to manage, and Pacino later spoke openly about alcoholism before achieving more than 4 decades of sobriety. Career disappointments in the 1980s eventually gave way to an Oscar-winning comeback. Now 86, he remains active, appearing in new films while reflecting candidly on addiction, fatherhood, and survival. Richard S. Castellano made Peter Clemenza warm, funny, and lethal enough that a cooking lesson could exist naturally, beside murder. Already Oscar-nominated before The Godfather, he became permanently associated with Italian-American crime characters afterward, a success that also brought typecasting. He did not return for the sequel and gradually worked less on screen, devoting energy to theater and an unfinished book about method acting. Castellano died from heart failure in 1988 at only 55, ending a career far shorter than his unforgettable Clemenza suggested. Sterling Hayden gave Captain McCluskey the blunt corruption of a policeman who believes his badge places him beyond consequence, making Michael's restaurant decision a true point of no return. Hayden's life away from acting was even more extraordinary. Sailor, wartime intelligence officer, author, and reluctant movie star. He remained deeply troubled by having cooperated with congressional investigators during the blacklist era and often spoke bitterly about Hollywood. Hayden increasingly preferred writing and the sea before dying from cancer in 1986 at age 70. Lettieri made Solozzo calm enough to be more frightening than a shouting gangster, setting the entire Corleone war in motion when his drug proposal was rejected. The performance established Lettieri as one of the era's most convincing screen villains, leading quickly to The Getaway, Mr. Majestic, and other hard-edged crime roles. Yet there was almost no time to enjoy that momentum. Only 3 years after The Godfather, Lettieri suffered a fatal heart attack in 1975. Just 47, cutting short a rapidly rising career. Thank you so much for watching. The Godfather changed careers, but it could not protect its cast from addiction, grief, illness, typecasting, family tragedy, or the unpredictable turns of Hollywood. Only Al Pacino and Talia Shire remain with us from these 11 performers in 2026, while Robert Duvall and Diane Keaton were lost only recently, yet their faces still make the Corleone family feel alive. Which performance affected you most deeply? Share your memories below.